Hello, and don't worry, you don't need to check your calendar to make sure you haven't been transported back in time to 2012. The What's in My Bag tag was a very popular trend on YouTube when I was back in middle school, and a lot of YouTubers I followed at the time did it, and I always thought it was cool. I was like, oh yeah, what do they keep in their bags? Like, is it weird? Is it the same stuff I keep in my bag? It's a little voyeuristic, but like, isn't that what all social media is? And in middle school, I was always like, oh man, if I were a YouTuber, I would definitely be doing this. And now I have a channel where I periodically upload videos. So we're making middle school Emily's dreams come true. We're doing a What's in My Bag video. Now, in my day-to-day life, I actually don't use a bag. Like, I use a backpack when I have in-person college and like go to school. Like, I have a backpack for my textbooks and notebooks and stuff. But in my day-to-day life, just like running errands, like getting gas, going to the grocery store, and even sometimes like not errand related things like going to the movies or going to a restaurant to eat, I still don't bring a bag with me. Most of the time I just shove like my phone, wallet, and keys into a jacket pocket, or I just hold them in my hot little hands. I don't usually use a bag in my day-to-day life. But I do use a bag when I go on outings, when I do like all-day events that are atypical from normal life. I'm talking museum, outdoor concert, amusement park, things like that. I do bring a backpack with me when I do that kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you what I keep in my bag when I go on outings. This is the backpack that I usually use. I think it's like a 14-inch backpack, 11 to 14 inches. I do have a slightly less obnoxious backpack that's about the same size that I sometimes use if I'm going someplace that's like, I don't know, a little less like whack. I like to use backpacks rather than like a crossbody bag or a purse because it can like fit more stuff, and also I like to be hands-free. I like to be able to like use my hands and move around easier. I talk with my hands a lot, so like not having to worry about a bag or anything makes that easy, which is why I use a backpack. And I like this little like 14-inch size. I think it's big enough that you can fit everything you need, but not so big that you're just like carrying extra stuff with you. It's a good size. So let's dissect the contents of this bag from the outside in. Starting up at the top, we got this. We got the stuff I keep attached to the hold hook. This is a little chapstick. It just unscrews and then you got a chapstick. The last thing you want when you're out on the town is to have chapped lips. So I always keep a chapstick in or on whatever bag I'm using. Next thing on my bag is a little hand sanitizer. This is like a cute little baby hand sanitizer that's perfect for my little 14-inch bag. I know that these days, like, everyone keeps a hand sanitizer in their bags, but not to sound like a hipster, but I've always kept hand sanitizer on my bag. Yeah, since like elementary school, I've kept a hand sanitizer on me because I'm a little germaphobe. Like, every time I ride public transit, even before COVID, like my whole life, I get off the bus, I put on hand sanitizer. Like, I get back from taking out the trash, I use hand sanitizer or just wash my hands. Like, I'm a germaphobe. Last year in like March, when, you know, all the stores were out of hand sanitizer because everyone was buying it up because, you know, COVID, not a problem in my household because like every single bag that I own had a hand sanitizer keychain on it. We were rich in hand sanitizer. Third thing on my bag strap is a bandana. I put bandanas on all of my backpacks. I always have one on me. I usually tie it around the loop at the top of the bag. Initially, I started doing it because my backpack that I used to have in like high school was just a plain black backpack, and lots of people had plain black backpacks. So I put a bandana on it so that it would be easier to identify when I like left it somewhere. I think it's a good idea to just have a bandana on you. It's a very versatile item. It has so many uses. You can use it as a headband or a hair tie to get your hair out of your face. If you're taking a public nap, you can use it as an impromptu eye mask. If you spill your coffee or your water, you can use it to, mop up your mess. And if push comes to shove, you can use it as a tourniquet. So yeah, lots of uses for a bandana. Very useful item to have on you. Next, we're gonna go into these little outside zippers, but first let me give a tour of the patches on my bag. I usually also have enamel pins on my backpack. I collect enamel pins. If you've ever wondered what, can I point to it? What, this thing in the background of all my videos is? It's a cork board that I put all my pins on. But I switch them off periodically, and I took them off of the bag and I just didn't replace any before filming this video, but they change, so they're not a constant, so they don't count. Also, I would one day like to do a video that's like a tour of my pin collection, so I didn't want to spoil any of the pins I own for when I eventually do that. But the patches on my bag, I guess let's start with the buttons, because the buttons stay. I have a button for the flag of my hometown, Wichita, Kansas, and a button for the radio station that I worked at on my college's campus before COVID shut it down. So I didn't shut down the radio station. I just wasn't allowed to come DJ because I'm a volunteer and only paid staff were allowed in the building. I have a mouse rat patch from Parks and Rec, because that's one of my favorite shows. I have a little Kirby patch because I love Kirby. I have a whole video where I talk at length about how much I love Kirby. And I have a Game Boy Advanced patch. I had a Game Boy Advance as a kid. I had the light pink one that was kind of translucent so you could see the guts. I still have it. I think I actually brought it with me when I moved. Hold on. Yes, I did. Look at that. I brought my Game Boy Advanced with me. It does still work. And I do have some Game Boy Advance games with me. I think I have a Kirby game, and I think I have a board games game. I have an Over the Hedge Game Boy Advanced game. I also think that somewhere I have the light that would attach to the Game Boy Advance that you could play it in the dark. Yeah, I guess that's my evening sorted. I'm gonna be nostalgic and play with my Game Boy Advance after I film this video. Okay. I have a microphone right here, so I'm trying not to hit it, so that's why I'm moving weird. Let me know if the sound quality is any better in this video. I have this VHS patch, because nostalgia for VHS tapes. And finally, I have a little dinosaur patch. It's a T-Rex skull. It's not a licensed Jurassic Park patch. I think it is supposed to be reminiscent of the Jurassic Park logo. I love Jurassic Park so much. If you'll look in the background, I have a Jurassic Park toy set of the scene where the Dilophosaurus kills Dennis Nedry, which is my favorite scene in the entire film. And I actually have a video on this channel where I unboxed that. Sounds like 2 videos that I've done on this channel that I've mentioned in this video. I guess I'll link any videos I mention, I'll link them down in the description so you can get caught up with the lore of this channel. All right, moving into the pockets. In this pocket, I keep my wallet. Very boring. I'm not an idiot. If I'm in a place that's a little more crowded or a little sketchier, I do move my wallet to an inside zipped pocket in my backpack. But for just whatever, walking around day to day inside with my bag when I'm not someplace super sketchy, I do just keep it on the outside because it's easy to get to. That's not permission for you to mug me on the street because I'm stupid, I guess. But yeah, the contents of my wallet are pretty standard, driver's license, some cash, my debit card, a Masked Sorcerer Yu-Gi-Oh card, things that everyone keeps on them. In this pocket is where I keep little items that I access more frequently than the things in the main compartments of my bag. I have a reusable straw. Comes in this cute little case and then it just unravels. It's kind of floppy, so it's kind of obnoxious to use, but it does store easily, so worth it. I don't use reusable straws because I care about sea turtles. I mean, I do, but I know that reusable straws are all the rave because, people care about the sea turtles. But I just really like drinking through straws, and because people care about sea turtles, a lot of places aren't doing plastic straws anymore, so they just don't do straws at all, or they do paper straws, and paper straws disintegrate the longer you use them, and I don't like that, so I just bring my own straw just in cases. Next up, I don't bring this with me everywhere because some places won't let me bring it in, especially if they have metal detectors. But it's a pocket knife. This is a pocket knife keychain, but I keep it inside my bag because I already have a lot going on the outside of my bag. I got it at Worlds of Fun, which is an amusement park in Kansas City. I bought it in like 7th grade when I went there. I actually bought it on a school field trip, I think. But also it has my name on it, and it's pink. So will it show up that says my name? Yeah. But you know, you can never go wrong with a pocket knife. You've got a can opener or a bottle opener. You got little scissors. You've got a knife, a little measuring thing, little ruler, and a file. So like, what more could you want? Yeah, that's usually in my bag. Obviously some places don't let you bring pocket knives in, so I'm not stupid. I like leave it in my car or leave it at home. Up next is my travel sewing kit. I own 2 of these. I have one that's like light blue, but I'm not actually sure where that one is. So I usually just use this little black one and move it from bag to bag. It's got your pretty standard sewing kit items. You've got scissors, pins, some thread, you've got needles, you got a safety pin. You might see that I carry a travel sewing kit and be like, Emily, that's ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. I've used it. Yeah, sometimes you're out and about and like, you know, you rip a piece of clothing, like you get a tear in a jacket or a shirt, or God forbid, your pants. And instead of like having the day be ruined and moaning and bitching about it, you can just pop into the bathroom and lock yourself in a stall and like stitch up your pants, you know, easy fix for the time being. Next thing I keep, I actually get roasted for having this. It's a hard plastic gum case. I know the label says extra spearmint. That's a lie. I keep multiple types of gum in here. The current contents of the case are watermelon gum, Big Red, and spearmint gum. I chew a lot of gum. Like pretty much anytime I'm not drinking a cup of coffee, I'm chewing a piece of gum. That's one of my worst habits, is that I chomp my gum. It's like, you know, at Disneyland, they have this railroad. They have a train. And you ride the train around the park, and it goes through all these little dioramas, and one of them is a dinosaur diorama, which is great. I love it. Some of those dinosaurs were at the 1964 World's Fair. That's not the point. The point is that one of the dinosaurs is a big sauropod, and it like is chewing on leaves, and the like jaw action on that, like that's what I look like when I'm chewing gum. I'm just chomping it. Mastication, not a care in the world. It's so obnoxious and gross, I'm sorry. On to the first outside zipper. All right, first up, my sunglasses case. This is actually a case for an umbrella, for a mini umbrella. Don't know where the mini umbrella is, but keep my shades in here. I have sensitive eyes. If I'm gonna be outside, I want them protected. Next up, my first aid kit. This is a little Whiskey Tango. I know that they make little first aid kit cases, but I couldn't find any at the store, so I just made my own. This is actually a travel container for like a bar soap, and then I have a hair tie around it to make sure it stays closed, because even though it like snaps shut, I'm not sure how reliable that is because it's like flimsy plastic. The contents of my first aid kit, though, are pretty standard. You've got Band-Aids, you know, just in cases. I think primarily I've stocked it with Pokemon and Hello Kitty Band-Aids. Neosporin for any cuts that you might get. Dramamine, I get motion sick, like on amusement park rides I sometimes get motion sick. I get motion sick when I fly. Long car rides make me sick. I get nauseous. Yeah, I'm a real wimp in that regard. Like, I cannot read or look down in a moving vehicle or I like will throw up. Not on trains, though. On trains, I can do anything, because trains are the perfect mode of transportation. You might be like, Emily, what's this rattling contact lens case that you have on you? Well, it's full of Advil. I know that they make like little travel tubes of Advil, but I couldn't find any at the store. And also, like, every time you buy contact lens solution, it comes with a new case. And like, you are supposed to change out your cases, you know, like every month or so. At least that's when I do it, because my contacts are monthlies. So I change them out with every new set. But you can just wash your contact lens case in the dishwasher. So like, you end up with 1,000 contact lens cases, and you know, might as well make a use out of some of them. Next up, I keep baby wipes in my bag because especially if you're at like an amusement park, sometimes you get an ice cream cone or a sundae or like a pretzel or a churro, and like your hands, they get all grubby and gross in your mouth, So like there's not always a public bathroom nearby. So sometimes you just gotta like wipe your hands off, call it a day and go. I also keep a travel pack of tissues on me. I am prone to allergies. I always have a runny nose. I also get bloody noses pretty frequently, so it's just better to be prepared for that. Next up is sunscreen. You might have noticed that I am very pale. And a fun fact about me is that I get sunburnt very easily. I got so badly sunburnt a few years ago that I had to call out of work for like 3 days because I could not move. And I had like sunstroke. Like I was so delusional and out of it. I was like dehydrated. I had a headache. Like it sucked. It was so bad. I was like lobster red. Don't recommend it. Don't want a repeat of that. So I just keep sunscreen on me. In the winter, when you're not really prone to getting sunburnt, I do switch it out for like hand lotion because your hands get all like chapped and dry in the cold. So, seasonal changes. Next up is my tech bag. This is where I keep all my phone accessories. I have a pair of headphones for my phone. If I have to make a phone call, I prefer to use headphones to do it, probably because I talk with my hands. So I can like gesture, and also if I have to like write something down, it's easier to do. So I just always keep headphones on me. A charging block for my cell phone. Your phone dies, you don't want that, so just bring a charging block. Cell phone cable, pretty self-explanatory, pairs nicely with the charging block. And a pair of like normal earbuds. I know phone companies are starting to do this thing where they don't make phones with like headphone jacks anymore. Real obnoxious, real bane of my existence. But the reason I keep normal headphones in my bag for when I'm out and about is that sometimes they come in handy. Sometimes museums will have like, they're not cassette tapes, but they're like radios. They're like these blocks that do a guided tour, like of the museum, like of the exhibit, and it tells you facts and stuff. And they have headphones that you can use, but they're always like really crappy. They're always like super, super short, and it's just one earbud, and they're not comfortable, and they don't work half of the time. So I just keep my own headphones to use and flex on everyone else at the museum in case the opportunity arises for a self-guided tour. Last thing in my outside pocket is a fan. You might have noticed from my videos, but I'm a very sweaty person. I'm sweating right now. Probably because there's a heat advisory for Washington, but that's besides the point. You're outside, it's hot, you want to fan yourself. So I keep a fan on me. This is the only fan I own that like closes up like this and then like seals shut, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. I own a lot of hand fans, like I'm Marie Antoinette or something. Pretty much like any place you can sit down in my apartment, there is a fan nearby that you can use to fan yourself because I'm just always warm. So I just want to be able to fan myself and delicately cool off. So I just have fans everywhere. And I keep one in my bag for when I'm outdoors. That's it for the first outside pocket. We're in the home stretch. On to the last pocket. First item is my water bottle. This is not the water bottle I usually drink out of. It's this water bottle. You might have seen it in some past videos. But this water bottle is massive. It's like 32 ounces. This one is only 18, so it fits in my bag a lot easier. So yeah, hydration. The last item in my bag rotates depending on the weather. Sometimes I keep a pullover, like a pullover or a zip-up jacket or a hoodie or something, just in case it gets chilly. So sometimes I have like a pullover in my backpack. Now, I live in Washington at the moment, and it rains here quite a lot, and sometimes it rains unexpectedly. So I sometimes just have a rain poncho in my backpack. This is a reusable rain poncho that I bought at the grocery store. Best $15 I've ever spent. It just folds up to be like, I don't know, like a pigeon sized. And just opens up and you got yourself a rain poncho. I'm ready to party. So yeah, that's all the stuff I keep in my backpack when I go on outings. It might seem like a lot and like weird eclectic shit, but I've used everything like multiple times. I've been in situations where I've used one of these items. Yeah, it's like the Girl Scouts say, be prepared. I guess Scar from The Lion King also says that. I also keep a pen in my backpack. It's one of those ones with like multiple colors, 'cause that's fun.